Hi. Today I'm going to show you Suzann Muller case in the following video. Maybe you can identify with what she went through before consuming the only supplement with a 364-day guarantee.
Or that my husband was the one who sent the message. Fat cow, he called me. His wife, who was in the kitchen cooking him dinner, keeping an eye on the kids, while he was in another room texting my best friend behind my back. I couldn't believe this was happening so blatantly right in front of my eyes, as I stood there, frozen, before collapsing into a heap of tears. But as bad as that was, it got worse. Because when I confronted him, he turned beet red and told me something I'll never forget. It changed my life forever. Though I'm happy to say that, in the end, I got the best revenge, including the ultimate revenge body. Because this disaster is what sent me on a journey during which I discovered the real reason I wasn't able to lose weight. It's something Harvard scientists call resting metabolism block. And in the next few minutes, I'll show you how getting rid of this block could be the secret to releasing the stubborn fat on your legs, belly, and arms without grueling exercises, crazy diets, or avoiding your favorite foods. The best part? It can be done in 2 minutes a day, whether you're 30 or 75 years old. And I know you're probably skeptical. I was too at first. Until my work colleague, a doctor, opened my eyes to a dirty little secret the industry and the government are keeping from you. I'll also tell you how a trip to an exotic island led me to a surprising discovery that can remove this block that's holding you hostage, preventing you from losing weight, destroying your health in ways you're not even aware. When you remove this block, the pounds can be released while you're resting and going about your day without any extra effort on your part. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Suzann Muller, and I'm a nurse. It all started when I confronted my cheating husband about his affair, because that's when he said the words I'll never forget. "You're not the same girl I married, just look at yourself." This was the second stab to my already wounded heart. Well, of course I changed. I do everything around the house while you're busy sexting your mistress, I screamed. But deep down, I knew he was right. I did change, a lot. Just a short while ago, I was the hot girl men chased after. I was so thin they even called me Twiggy in high school, and I hated it. My volleyball coach said jokingly that I should drink gallons of milk and try to put on some weight. Well, 2 decades and 3 kids later, I didn't have that problem anymore. Instead, every time I looked in the mirror, I felt disgusted and sad for myself. None of my former clothes fit, and going to the mall was a disaster. Seeing all those thin and pretty people buying the cutest clothes ever, while I had to squeeze myself into ugly Lane Bryant dresses, huge cardigans, and oversized leggings, my self-esteem hit the rock bottom. It was only a matter of time until my husband stopped finding me attractive. His affair, of course, was the final nail in the coffin of our marriage. This brought a lot of stress and disappointment, and to be honest, I was binging on my favorite foods and was quickly spiraling out of control. A friend of mine decided that getting out of the house was going to clear my mind. She brought me to the local gym where I hired a personal trainer. My plan was to become hotter than my former best friend, the woman he left me for. I was going to make him jealous and have him beg me to come back. Only now, I was going to reject him. At first, my plan was working perfectly. I was dropping pounds and starting to feel good about myself. But as weeks went by, it got harder for me to see any progress. Until eventually, it felt like I'd hit a brick wall, and the needle on the scale just wouldn't move. So I went online looking for answers and saw a lot of people having success with intermittent fasting. This sounded like a good idea at first, but starving for 16 hours a day with my work schedule was next to impossible. I was hungry all of the time, which made me moody and irritable. So I tried keto and just drinking gallons of water. But it was a similar story. I've lost a few pounds, but they'd come back with a vengeance. It was frustrating beyond belief. And ultimately, after an embarrassing incident I'm going to tell you about in a moment, I was just about ready to give up. But as heartbreaking as this next story is, the reason I'm telling you about it is because of what happened next. Because it led me to the real reason I wasn't able to lose weight. You see, after my divorce and working out at the gym, my self-esteem was starting to recover, and I was in the mood to get back into the singles dating. So I signed up for a few dating apps and was browsing through profiles. One of them caught my eye. The guy said he was looking for a wedding date. He was 6 foot tall, conservative, and had an undergraduate degree. So far, so good, right? I thought I was being cheeky when I messaged him, so when are we going to the wedding? And girl, I tell ya, nothing prepared me for his reply. But I guess I walked right into that one. Nah, only chicks that weigh less than me, was his answer. This, after all my success at the gym. Thinking I was in fairly good shape, it was so disappointing that I went straight back to work. I just couldn't deal with myself. And that's when a colleague, Jonas, who's a doctor, asked me what's wrong and why I look so upset. I poured my heart out to him, told him all about my struggles with weight and how my marriage fell apart and how my weight was keeping me lonely. He listened to me closely and then said, "There's a reason why you're not able to lose weight, but I can't talk about it or I'll get in trouble." Then he asked me for my personal email and said he was going to send me something. This sounded very intriguing because Jonas was a visiting doctor from Sweden. He was working here as part of an exchange program. What was he going to tell me? I couldn't wait for my work to be over. When I finally opened my email, there was no message from him. I kept checking and checking my inbox for almost the entire week, but there was nothing. When I finally asked him about it, he apologized and said he was completely swamped and then again promised to send me something that would explain exactly what's happening with my body. And finally, during the weekend, an email arrived that said, "Keep this a secret, please." When I opened it, I couldn't believe my eyes. He said that after spending a year in America, he'd uncovered something rather shocking. Turns out there really is a reason millions of women in America are suffering, unable to lose weight. It's because of a hidden ingredient in nearly all cosmetics sold in the USA. It's also in the water, the food containers, and it's very dangerous to women in particular. It's called the polyfluoroalkyl, or PF molecule, and once it gets into your body, it accumulates and prevents you from losing weight. When scientists at Harvard took a look at what it does, they were shocked to discover that it acts like a resting metabolism block, which means it changes the way your cells communicate with each other and wreaks havoc with the hormones like estrogen, making them too high or too low. Your metabolism comes to a screeching halt, which practically forces your body to gain excess weight, even if you aren't eating that much food. And if you manage to lose a few pounds, you end up gaining even more. Because PF tells your cells to store fat instead of burning it for energy, wrote Jonas, which is why all your hard work and sacrifice was wasted simply because this hidden chemical was holding your body hostage. He showed me study after study as proof. The country I come from, Sweden, has the toughest laws when it comes to chemicals, said Jonas. I still wasn't sure if I should believe him, so I did some research and discovered, OMG, he was completely right. The PF molecule was invented during the Second World War and was initially used in military tanks. But soon it was discovered that PF is extremely toxic to women. But the chemical industry kept that a secret. And that's when the cosmetics companies decided to include PF in products like lipstick, eyeliner, mascara, lotions, cleansers, eyeshadows, nail polish, shaving cream, foundation. The beauty of this ingenious decision was they didn't have to include PF on the ingredient list. And the profits were through the roof. And so the chemical and cosmetics manufacturers poisoned millions of American women. They said their new products were easily spreadable and long-lasting. That's right, so long-lasting that once it gets inside your body, it never breaks down. But cosmetics is just one way the PF affects you. There's a much bigger problem being kept secret. When the Environmental Agency decided to test the municipal water, they were shocked by what they found. Women who were simply drinking tap water had a whopping 4 to 8 times increased levels of PF in the blood. So at this point, I was beyond furious and had only one question on my mind. Why isn't the government doing anything? Well, no surprise there. When the contaminated water scandal was about to break out, the government did what they do best, covered it up to avoid a potential public relations nightmare. Now that's just great, isn't it? Millions of women are being poisoned and the government keeps it a secret? What is this, a third world country? I was so mad that I spent every waking hour researching. Eventually, I discovered an easy way to get rid of the PF, and I'll tell you about it in a second. But first, here's a simple 5-second test you can do right now to see how contaminated you may be with PF. All you have to do is answer the following questions truthfully. Have you ever used cosmetic lipstick, mascara, or foundations? Drank unfiltered tap water? Cooked on non-stick cookware? Ate food from fast food takeout containers? Used Easy Glide dental floss? Ate microwave popcorn? Worn any stain-resistant or water-repellent clothing? If you answered yes to 3 or more of these questions, there's a good chance that PF is to blame for your bulging waistline. But please understand, it's not your fault. We've all been duped. Since this fraud has been going on for decades, your body could be overflowing with PF. And the more you accumulate, the more weight you gain. Unless PF is released, all that fat is not going anywhere. I spent 8 months digging through mountains of research looking for a solution. And while I found some ways to destroy PF using high temperatures or other harsh chemicals, I couldn't find anything that could get them out of the body safely. After weeks and months of searching, I was nowhere close to a solution, and I almost gave up. The break came when I stopped looking. One of my colleagues at work, a fellow nurse, invited me to go on vacation. She had relatives on the tiny island Milos in Greece. She showed me the pictures. The place looked absolutely stunning. I could stay with her family and learn about the culture. It was a long flight, but when I finally arrived, OMG, this place was paradise. Lounging in the sun, looking at the beautiful turquoise water of the Aegean Sea. I felt like a new person, but what I didn't know was that I was about to discover a secret. This island came into existence when a volcano erupted 230 million years ago. It spewed lava and covered it with a thick blanket of ash. This ash was loaded with minerals deep from within the Earth's core. Throughout millions of years, this ash was submerged under the sea, at which point it absorbed even more nutrients and turned it into a rich mineral powder called bentonite. Locals found it had almost magical powers. The famous Greek physician Galen wrote about its healing and detoxifying powers in 179 AD. An engineer of medicine, Dioscorides believed that bentonite had godlike properties and was ideal for cleansing the body of toxins. Avicenna, the prince of doctors in Arabia, taught many of his students about bentonite therapy. Even the Bible talks about the healing power of bentonite. Hearing all that, I had only one thing on my mind: hogwash. Some mineral powder from a volcano, from the island of Greece. The story was too bizarre and it didn't align with my medical beliefs. Hearing about it almost nonstop, I got curious. Could bentonite remove the PF? I began researching and found that modern scientists tested it and found that it has a unique ability to remove toxins and chemical residues. Bentonite is 100% natural and organic. I was still somewhat skeptical at this point. Turns out that scientists at the University of Guelph in Canada were even more skeptical than me. So they did a clinical test where they gave a small dose of bentonite to lab animals. The result? A whopping 2.6 times more toxin was eliminated from the body. That's an increase of 160%. With my heart racing, I started wondering if bentonite could get rid of PF too. And after reviewing mountains of research at the National Library of Medicine, I discovered a Texas University study published in the Scientific Journal. It said that bentonite can bind PF and sequester it into clay interlayers. Now, this may sound like a scientific mumbo-jumbo, but what that means is bentonite can grab onto PF and carry it out of your body, which means it can remove the resting metabolism block and ignite your fat-burning engine. That's because it changes the signaling between your cells to make them start burning fat instead of holding on to it, without you having to spend hours at the gym or going on calorie-restricting diets or changing your life in any way. The result? You could be burning a lot more calories than you are right now, even if you're resting on the couch watching Netflix or reading a book or even taking a nap. With the resting metabolism block removed, your body would be actively working to burn fat and produce energy. And PF is not the only toxin bentonite can get rid of. It's been used to remove arsenic, lead, mercury, and other toxic metals in as little as 6 weeks. Just imagine how you'd feel if all that nasty stuff got flushed out of your body. Think about the extra energy you'd have, improved sleep, a boost in healthy circulation without the PF clogging up your arteries, and a clearer mind without the toxic sludge slowing down your brain. Bentonite will also nourish your body with minerals you're not getting through regular food. That's right. Here are just some of the minerals you'll get from this super rich nutrient mix: calcium, magnesium, silica, sodium, copper, iron, potassium. These minerals have acid neutralizing properties, which means they alkalize your body, calming down the annoying heartburn and upset stomach. Over 100 published scientific studies confirm the health benefits of bentonite, such as helping your kidneys do a better job, killing harmful bacteria, reducing the risk of abnormal cells. But as amazing as bentonite is, it's only the first step in degunking your body. You see, once PF has been released from fat, it still needs to be eliminated from your colon, Because if you're constipated, toxins can just sit there, recontaminating your gut and even cause something called toxic megacolon. It's a condition when swelling and inflammation spread throughout the large intestine. As a result, the colon can stop working and may even rupture. Luckily, Mother Nature has another super ingredient which acts like a bulletproof jacket for your colon: fiber. You've probably heard that before, but here's what you probably don't know. Not all fiber is created equal. Some types are very difficult to digest and can even make you more constipated. But there's one type that helps eliminate PF. People who consumed it had much lower levels of it in their blood. It works by increasing the amount of detoxifying enzymes and antioxidants in the liver. It's called aspergilla, and it comes from an exotic plant, Plantago ovata, which grows in the Mediterranean region. It was used as part of Ayurveda medicine for 5,000 years, and cleaning out PF is only a small part of what it does. Aspergilla has a ton of other benefits for your health. For example, it reduces your appetite, helping you lose weight. A randomized placebo-controlled trial found that it significantly reduced their weight and body fat percentage. It also improves your heart health by supporting healthy cholesterol levels. It repairs your gut, because PF can decimate your gut microbiota, causing anything from irritable bowels to inflammation to leaky gut. Aspergilla may even help you live longer, because the more frequent your bowel movements, the longer you'll live. And if all that wasn't good enough, it contains something extraordinary, a special fuel for the creation of good bacteria, prebiotics. In short, aspergilla is a superfood for your entire body and colon health. And you may know it by its other name, psyllium. Once I had these two super ingredients, bentonite and aspergilla, I needed help creating a formula. Using my contacts at the hospital, I got in touch with the head scientist at the leading nutrition lab in the United States. I told him about my research and asked for help. We had to find the highest quality food-grade bentonite and aspergilla in concentrated form that met our strict requirements. It took months of work and it nearly drained all my retirement savings. But together we created what seemed like a perfect combination of effective nutrients that not only purge and eliminate PF, that is stopping you from losing weight, but also maintain a perfect gut health. I called this formula Purodrine. It is made right here in the USA at the FDA-approved and GMP-certified facility. It was designed to remove resting metabolism block and ignite your body's fat-burning engine, even if you're relaxing at home. Activate your body's detoxification, keeping the released toxins away from your liver and kidneys, and keep your cells in burning mode for as long as you keep using this breakthrough supplement. It contains scientifically measured doses of bentonite that can digest the PF and aspergilla to eliminate it from the colon, which is pretty remarkable that it can all be done with a single formula, but that's only the beginning of what this nutrient mix can do. Throughout months of research, I found 7 additional components to kick Purodrine's power into overdrive. Apopectin, the heavy metal eliminator, because it helps purge them from the bloodstream. Glucomannan, also called broom of the intestines, because it's a powerful binder of toxins. Kumari, antioxidant superpower that promotes a strong immune system. Alasi, a superfood that can brush intestines clean and rejuvenate them with healthy omega-3s. Alubukara, a compound that cleanses your colon and stimulates your metabolism. As you can see, all of these ingredients can help purge PF and other toxins in many different ways. As a result, your resting metabolism shoots through the roof because your body cells burn fat instead of creating more of it. And as PF gets flushed out, your body starts to repair the damage. Your immune system strengthens, your vital organs revitalize, and most importantly, you slash your risk of dying from any disease. When I got my first bottle of this formula, I was so excited. As I popped the first 2 capsules into my mouth, it was like flipping a switch. I could feel it cleaning me out from the inside. All that toxic gunk was getting flushed out of my body. I had more energy throughout the day, I felt much happier and in a good mood. But a real surprise came a week later when I stepped on the scale. I lost 3 pounds, which was nothing to brag about, but the next week I lost another 2. Weeks later, I kept steadily losing pound after pound of stubborn fat I wasn't able to lose before. I hadn't changed my normal routine. I wasn't a complete gym rat or anything. Sure, I was eating healthy, but I wasn't skimping on the foods I love. I'd enjoy pizza or ice cream once in a while, but I was no longer starving myself. I didn't have to. It was much easier with the resting metabolism block removed. I had fewer headaches, which made total sense. Of course, I was still worried that I just put the weight back on. Yet just a month after I started taking Purodrine, I was down 7 pounds. My jeans becoming too baggy, my bulging belly was shrinking, and my face looked more youthful and tighter than it had in a long time. But the biggest shock is how much better people started to treat me. They made eye contact and smiled at me. They complimented me on how great I looked. I'm not sure if that's because I looked thinner or because I was smiling so much, but I started to feel really good about myself. Best of all, I can finally wear clothes I was always jealous of other women wearing. And I'm not ashamed of my appearance anymore. I still love eating, but not as much. Because here's what's surprising. Somehow I get full by eating smaller portions than before. As months went by, I was beginning to look hot. Men started chatting me up and asking me how my day was going. But the best feeling I ever got was when my ex-husband called me a year later asking me to give him another chance. He said cheating was the worst mistake he'd ever made in his life and that he missed me. I took a look in his eyes, grimaced, and said, "You wish." I can't even tell you how good this felt. Hearing this story and seeing my success, a few friends of mine wanted to try it too. And when a month later they all came to me asking for more so they could give it to their friends, that's when I knew I couldn't keep my PF removing solution to myself. And that other women could benefit from Purodrine too by experiencing the success I had. I started to offer this powerful and effective formula to the public. A word soon got out and women all across America started ordering 6 or more bottles at a time. They love the fact that they can release the PF, burn fat, and keep their bodies protected month after month. Especially because the longer you use it, the more PF and other toxins will be swept away and more pounds you can melt off. And your resting metabolism shoots through the roof. Problem is, with so much demand, our manufacturing team often runs out of stock. That means women are forced to wait up to 5 months until the ingredients arrive and the next batch is ready. At this point, you're probably wondering, how do I get my hands on Purodrine and how much of it should I take for the best results? I'd love to see this breakthrough formula in the hands of every woman who wants it, but unfortunately, the reality is a bit different. The ingredients inside Purodrine are sourced from all over the world. This means there are periods of time where not all of them are available to make the capsules. For this reason, there's always a hard limit to the number of bottles that can be shipped out in any single week. So I'm forced to limit Purodrine to only those who are the most serious about getting rid of PF and restoring their health. But if you answer yes to the following 2 questions, then I'll show you how to order Purodrine. Question 1, do you promise to use it every single day? Most women can feel the difference within the first week. However, the biggest benefits happen to those who take Purodrine daily. If you can't commit to taking 2 capsules per day, then please let other women who are more dedicated to their health secure the remainder of the available bottles. Question 2, are you committed to seeing results not just within the first few weeks, but over the long term? I'm going to be honest with you. Purodrine has the power to transform your entire life. I wouldn't have poured my heart into making this video if I didn't truly believe in it. A single bottle of Purodrine can make a huge difference. Once the PF gets moving, you'll start dropping more weight than you ever thought possible. But like everything in life, the best results are achieved with consistency. The longer you take it, the more PF will be released, the more weight you'll drop, and the better you'll feel. I've been taking Purodrine for half a year, and I can say that my dress size continues to shrink. I feel younger than I have in years. I'm more positive and upbeat. Because my body's cells, immune system, and vital organs thrive without the constant burden of heavy metals and other toxins, I'm 100% convinced that you will notice a huge difference in the way you feel. But depending on your condition, it could take at least 75 days for your resting metabolism to get fully restored after so many years of it accumulating. Which means you should choose 3 bottles of Purodrine, or if you want the best chance of fighting against any possible complications, 6 months supply. Nobody can estimate how much PF you have around your belly, arms, and legs because it depends on many factors. But as a rule of thumb, taking 6 bottles for 180 days should be enough to completely eliminate PF molecules from your problem areas and your vital organs, thus helping you achieve an even faster resting metabolism rate, which would result in even more pounds lost. If you answered yes to both of these questions, then you qualify for our special one-time discount. Purodrine normally retails for $79, which is a complete bargain considering what it can do. But I was able to convince my partners to offer a special introductory price, which means right now, on this website only, you'll be able to order a full 6-month supply for just $39 per bottle. Plus, you'll also get a discount on a 1-month or 3-month supply too. It's not quite as big as that 6-bottle discount, but it's still quite a savings. And on top of that, we're going to pay for your shipping when you order today as well, as long as you're in the US. So that means you don't pay anything for delivery. Though I urge you to be quick, this batch will be snapped up in no time. Given the level of PF contamination among the US population, millions of people could benefit from this remedy. Hundreds of people are looking at this video at every second, and they're shocked by the information I've revealed. Plus, I guarantee Purodrine will start eliminating PF within days, or you won't pay a penny. You must personally experience significant, dramatic improvements in your health, or you simply return the unused portion, even if it's the last capsule in the bottle, and receive a full refund. If for any reason you're not satisfied with the results you're getting, just send it back to us within 180 days and get a refund. This way you don't risk a penny. So go ahead, choose your package below to continue. On the next page, you'll see a secure encrypted order form. Fill out your address and payment details and click Complete Checkout. The experts at our warehouse will pack your order and ship it right away. It usually takes 3 to 5 business days to arrive. When the delivery man knocks on your door, take your package and open it right away. Take your first 2 capsules with water. Almost immediately, Purodrine will go to work removing and eliminating dangerous, health-robbing PF from your body. A few hours later, you'll start feeling the benefits: pounds melting off, reduced fatigue, more energy, faster metabolism. And as the weeks and months pass, your body will keep getting healthier and stronger. You'll thank yourself for taking that step forward. So now it's time to make a decision. You can forget everything you learned in this video and hope that your health will improve on its own. You can let PF continue to accumulate inside your organs and watch your health get destroyed, or you can go ahead and claim your very own order of Purodrine and break free from the frustration of being unable to lose weight, with PF holding your body hostage, and start living the life of your dreams. Choose the package below and click the yellow button beside it. It was a pleasure talking to you. Suzann Muller. Still here? Maybe you have some questions about Purodrine, so let me answer them for you. How does Purodrine work? Can you explain it again? Purodrine contains natural ingredients that can flush out PF, a secret ingredient in the cosmetics and water that is holding your body hostage, preventing you from losing weight. With PF flushed out and eliminated through your colon, the pounds can come off easily and effortlessly because the resting metabolism block is removed. How is resting metabolism block responsible for your inability to lose weight? According to Harvard, PF has been linked to greater weight gain, particularly in women. That's because it slows down your resting metabolic rate, which practically forces you to gain weight. But that's only the beginning. Harvard scientists warned that PF has also been linked with development of abnormal cells, hormone disruption, immune dysfunction, and high cholesterol, which is why it is vitally important to take action before PF causes any more damage. Purodrine super ingredients have been scientifically proven to help purge PF from your body so the pounds can drop effortlessly. Why haven't I heard of PF and this natural treatment before? PF was invented by accident in the 1940s, but since then the chemical industry started using it for anything from cosmetics to clothing and even fast food containers. Since this generated humongous profits, it was all kept secret for decades, just like they're keeping this natural treatment a secret. But you've seen the science behind it, and you don't have to be stuck with a resting metabolism block any longer. How long will it take to get results? This depends on how much PF you've accumulated in your body, but I can tell you that a lot of people notice their clothes start to feel looser within about a week, and that their waist starts to shrink and that they feel much lighter than before. The longer they use it, the better results they get. But for some people, PF can be a stubborn problem to solve. Scientists found that PF accumulated in all of the organs tested, which is why I'd advise you to choose the 6-month option. That way you don't run out. The manufacturer already informed me they're planning to raise the prices for the next batch. Will it work for me? I am absolutely 100% convinced that it will work for you to start removing PF, but you may have to be patient in order to eliminate them from every nook and cranny of your body. The good news is, Purodrine also has minerals and nutrients that soothe your body and help repair the damage. Is ordering on your website secure? Ordering on this page is completely 100% safe because your information is encrypted with a 256-bit secure sockets layer. It's the same level of security the biggest banks use. The information you enter will never be seen by anyone else. Your credit card is never stored on our website. Okay, I'm ready to order. What do I do? Just choose your package below and click on one of the yellow buttons. You'll be sent to the secure encrypted order form on the next page. Just fill out the address and payment info, and our experts at the warehouse will start packing your order to be shipped to you. Go ahead, choose your package and click one of the buttons below and see the difference Purodrine is going to make.